But given what happened last night, given the shock that spiked down the nation's spinal column last night and today when the Republican nominee threatened that this little election thing you've got here, this little democratic process you've got here, it's nice, it's fine, but he doesn't necessarily plan on abiding by its decision when it comes to the presidency. Given that shock that has just been administered to this system, I want you to watch this. This is David Souter. He will not make you feel better about what the Republican Party has done to the country by picking this nominee, but I think it is a comfort. It's helpful, I think, to know that there was a reason to see this whole thing coming. This was Justice David Souter in New Hampshire 4 years ago.
Is that I think some of the aspects of current American government that people on both sides find frustrating are in part a function of the inability of people to understand how government can and should function. It is a product of civic ignorance. What I worry about is a remark that Benjamin Franklin made, and Susan Leahy quoted Jefferson at the beginning about how an ignorant people can never remain a free people. Democracy cannot survive too much ignorance. Franklin, in effect, had a comment to which the Jefferson comment is a kind of an answer or a response. And you probably have heard this, but it bears repeating. Franklin was asked by someone, I think, on the streets of Philadelphia shortly after the 1787 Convention adjourned, what kind of government the Constitution would give us if it was adopted. And Franklin's famous answer was, a republic if you can keep it. You can't keep it in ignorance. I don't worry about our losing Republican government in the United States because I'm afraid of a foreign invasion. I don't worry about it because I think there is going to be a coup by the military, as has happened in some other places. What I worry about is that when problems are not addressed, people will not know who is responsible. And when the problems get bad enough, as they might do, for example, with another serious terrorist attack, as they might do with another financial meltdown, some one person will come forward and say, give me total power and I will solve this problem. That is how the Roman Republic fell. Augustus became emperor not because he arrested the Roman Senate. He became emperor because he promised that he would solve problems that were not being solved. If we know who is responsible, I have enough faith in the American people to demand performance from those responsible. If we don't know, we will stay away from the polls. We will not demand it. And the day will come when somebody will come forward and we and the government will in effect say, take the ball and run with it. Do what you have to do. That is the way democracy dies. And if something is not done to improve the level of civic knowledge, that is what you should worry about at night.
Former Supreme Court Justice David Souter, New Hampshire, speaking more than 4 years ago, being prophetic enough to now be a little spooky. At the Commander-in-Chief Forum this year, Donald Trump said once he gets elected, there will be all different generals in the U.S. military, which is not the way the military works. At the last debate, he told Hillary Clinton she was ineffective as a senator if she couldn't change the tax code herself while she was a senator from New York, right? Senator sounds like such a powerful job. You're telling me you can't personally change the tax code even if you're a senator? He also said he had a plan to use the special prosecutor system to put her in jail once he's elected, which is not how the special prosecutor system works or how our political system works. Now, as of last night, he insists there's no reason for him to abide by or respect the results of a national election if he thinks the media was biased against him or if there's something else about it that he doesn't like. And after the national outrage about that from coast to coast, across both parties, last night and into today, he still didn't get why that's a big deal thing to say, why that is not a thing that people joke about.
I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win.
That's the joke he made today to open his campaign rally after the debate. He doesn't get why this is something that responsible, patriotic people in politics wouldn't joke about. Or he does see it and he's just trying to wear out the nerves, trying to kill the nerve endings that register the hurt of what this kind of specific threat does to our democracy.